guys, it is Kara from Kara's Quest. I hope you're having a great quest of a day today. Normally I do reaction videos on this channel, but some of y'all know that when I started it, I was in the process of trying to finish college debt-free. Since then, I graduated last December with a degree in business and mathematics with nobody to pay back. No loans, no nothing, and I even had some money left over in the bank to launch the rest of my life. And I now own a business helping students find and apply for grants and scholarships for college. So if you want to learn some tips and tricks for applying for and being aware of your FAFSA and various scholarships for college, stay tuned. Okay, so you're going to college, or you want to go to college. Ideally, some of the first things you might know is like what you want to major in and what college you want to go to, but you can also apply for scholarships and look for things without knowing those 100%. So let's just talk about the first step. When I went to college, I had no idea what I wanted to do. That was my start, and I actually tested out of a lot of classes. I actually have a blog post that I will put below in the description where I got 33 college credits for only $2,400 because I tested out of classes. That was so helpful. But this video is not particularly about that, so let me know if you want me to make more about that sort of thing. However, after that, when I started doing actual college classes, I knew the first step was FAFSA. FAFSA stands for Federal Application for Student Aid. Now, everyone needs to apply for this, do the application. A lot of people, like me, didn't qualify for a lot of aid besides loans because either your parents made too much, but yet they're not like bajillionaires that they can like just pay for your schooling, right? So it's like they make too much, so you don't get a lot of help, but they're not gonna like pay for everything, you know? Or some of them will, and you want to keep looking for scholarships. That's awesome too. But occasionally things show up. Like in the middle of one semester, I got this certain grant from my state and I was not expecting it coming. Or there are a lot of scholarships out there that won't even let you apply until you've applied for your FAFSA. So for those people that are like not too sure, it's free. Apply for it, please. Look online, gather all that you can before, like there's gonna be like past tax information, parental income and tax information, birth dates and birth locations. There's a list, and you can just type in your browser fafsa.gov, that's F-A-F-S-A, or Google it and search for things you need like before you sit down to do your FAFSA. Just sit down and do it, and then we can launch into the rest of scholarships. Okay, so you're here and you don't want to have to get any loans because you don't want to pay back money and extra interest. Then you'll be paying more for your college than it was originally worth. Or you might want some scholarships for books and stuff. Here are some tips and tricks. There are many scholarship databases in which you can search. Things like scholarships.com, Scholarship Owl, Niche or Niche.com, Chegg. I will list some below in the description. And you can basically go and make an online profile. Now, I also know that some people are wary of like having too many online profiles and stuff, but when you start into college, you're going to be getting like a college email, so you can put that particular email in and designate that you don't want to like get emails from them all the time, but you still need an account often to find those. Not all of them, but we're just talking about these particular at the time. You put your information into those, have your own account, and then some of them start matching you with scholarships, and you can also go to their search engines and search for them. That's one area. That's kind of like broad, okay? Let's bring it back a step closer. your school. If you've decided what school you want to go to and what major you have, you might get a financial aid letter from your school. Be aware that that's great. If they show that there are some scholarships that you apply for, then just confirm with financial aid that you for sure got them. You know, they weren't just saying you can get them, like that you for sure got them. Now, look for more. There's going to be more scholarships often through things like endowed scholarships from the college, which are like maybe like wealthy families or people that were students there at one point that put money towards scholarships for people at that school. And there's also going to be scholarships often in the certain program or major that you're focused in. So don't just say, oh, I got my financial aid award letter, that's all I'm going to get. There's more to reach down into. You can also often make an appointment with a financial aid advisor and they'll walk you through those, but just be aware that that's not your only option. And now let's get a little more local. There might be local scholarships. Think of your high school, or if you're homeschooled, there are sometimes homeschool organizations that have that. Think of just like the town that you live in or your state, any that are specific. Think of often your parents' work. Sometimes they will have scholarships for students. Or also consider your church. Did I already say that? And just local businesses and such. So that was an overview on where you might find some scholarships. What do you want to do for the applications? Unfortunately, I'm going to say all scholarship applications have similarities, but they're different. So you know you're probably going to enter like your name and your phone number, maybe an email to contact you, and then it just depends. They might want your major or the school you go to or when you're going to graduate. They might want a paper or a project. Or they might just want you to just like submit your info and you'll get into a pool for like a drawing scholarship. That is super cool because you don't have to always write a lot, but it's much more competitive. A word on essays for scholarships. If you write an essay, keep it. It is not like college classes where if you use the same essay for another class, you're plagiarizing, even if it's plagiarizing yourself. Like, don't do that in college. But if you're writing scholarship essays, keep it. See if there's another scholarship that has some similar ideas. You might need to shorten it or make it longer for like the word length, and reuse it again and again and again. And there might be some common questions that you see keep showing up. So after that point, if you've done like 10 scholarships so far, there's going to be so much stuff you can recycle and they'll be so much easier. I also would advise you to do a variety of like higher competitive and lower competitive scholarships. They don't always say, hey, I'm a competitive scholarship, but I can let you know if it's like a big amount of money or a well-known company like Coca-Cola doing something, or kind of like a no essay, just put your name in the hat type of thing. It's probably going to be competitive. Now, I think you should still do those because why not go for them? But don't always put all your eggs in one basket or whatever that phrase is. You're going to want to also look at those scholarships that are worth, $1,000 or several hundred or $100. There might even be like $50 or $100. Those are probably less competitive. Try to go for those more. Unless, of course, it's a $50 scholarship and there's like 50 hours of work you got to put into it. That might not be worth it. So take that balance, but put a variety in various hats. Okay, so that is all I have for today. Basically, submit your FAFSA. There's a lot of things that kind of surprise you in that. Sometimes you have to have it to apply for certain scholarships. Think of the wide world. You can go to all these databases to find scholarships, and also your school, and also your community, your high school, your church, like that sort of thing. And be aware that you can put your eggs in different baskets or wear different hats or whatever the phrase is now, where you're gonna apply for some more like competitive ones or like bigger monetary amounts or like easier scholarships, and also for some like smaller scholarships. And just reuse your essays. it can get into such a pattern. You know, try to stay organized. There's a lot of organizational tips. I'm not getting to all those in this video. Use a binder or use, you know, a certain Google Drive so that you can keep track of everything. And if you want any additional help, I do have a business helping students find grants and scholarships for college, where I can either teach you more in depth how I found grants and scholarships for college and how I graduated completely debt-free, or I can do the research for you. Like literally, I can sit down for a chunk of time. I used to do it by hour, but now I do it by just until I get enough scholarships for you, so sometimes it's more than an hour. And I can find you between 12 and 20 scholarships, and you just pay me to research it for you, and I just give it to you, because researching does take time. So there's some tips and tricks. Let me know if you have any additional questions. I can be reached most easily with my Instagram that I have down in the description below. I usually respond to DMs if you're nice and stuff. And I really want you guys to be able to get lots of funding for college. Let somebody else pay for your college so you can save your money, start your life, and not have to pay anybody back. Thanks so much. Go have a quest of your own today. Finish this quest of college debt-free, and I'll talk to you later. Thanks. Bye.